You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this channel are of the host and not of LadyJ Media. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Up Baltimore TV. And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now, we got it from here, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's Dr. Lady J. I am here with Beth. And y'all, I'm telling you, like, I'm so super excited to interview her because when I got a call from her, is he the marketing director or the manager?
He does my marketing and my interviews.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's very good. First of all, he's very good at what he does.
Thank you.
So her marketing director, Ron, called me. And, you know, he was just talking like really like we had met before, which I think is so great. And then he says, you know, I was giving your name and I wanted to know if you would interview Beth. She tours with Kim and she opens for him. And he was just, you know, talking. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Kim, like Kim, the singer Kim, K-E-M, Kim. And he's like, yeah. And then he started talking about ANITA BAKER. And I was just like, I was blown away, first of all. So thank you for allowing me to interview you. That's number one, because like all of those, we're going to get into the people that you're with, but every single one of them are artists that I love. Like I love these people. I love their music. So thank you for that. So everybody, her name is Beth. And let me tell you a little bit about Beth before we get started with the interview. I'm just going to read what her manager said. So Beth is an R&B singer. She's toured with music legends ANITA BAKER, currently touring with Kim, K-E-M, that's my guy, the OJs, NAJEE. She's been on The Voice. Her coaches were John Legend, oh my goodness, Kelly Clarkson. And let me tell you a little bit more about her because he sent me a lot of stuff. And he said she is a two-time R&B Grammy considered indie artist and record label owner. And her name is Beth, everybody, Beth. He said since the release of her 2 albums and 8 singles, she's been featured in Billboard, Soul Tracks, This Is R&B, and numerous online publications. Beth has toured nationally and internationally with R&B guest ANITA BAKER. I love ANITA BAKER. Oh my goodness. The OJs, Kim, NAJEE. Beth also was a body double for R&B. Listen to this, y'all. Listen closely. Listen closely to this. All right. Beth also was the body double for R&B legend Whitney Houston. Did y'all hear me? In the film Sparkle. Oh my goodness. On NBC's The Voice, Beth was a finalist during season 16 with Kelly Clarkson and John Legend as her coaches, and was also a featured vocalist on ABC's Dancing with the Stars season 22. She's open, listen to these names, everybody. She's open for Kim, Peebo Bryson, Keith Washington, Shantae Moore, Boney James. Do y'all know I love these people? Boney James, I love his music. Lonnie Liston Smith and Roy Ayers. Beth also opened for Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight on May 14th, 2023. That's my mother's birthday, May 14th. So listen, what else do I need to say, everybody? What else do I need to say about this beautiful woman? let me tell you something. I'm so blessed to do what I do, and to be able to talk to you is absolutely amazing. And to hear that you've actually toured with these legends, like we're going to get into that and talk about it. So again, thank you, Ron, for that beautiful bio that you sent. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Beth, welcome, welcome,
Hmm.
welcome. This is What Up Baltimore. Now, you can go ahead before I go into my questions. You can go ahead and say what you want to say before I get started and go into my questions.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your show.
You are welcome.
Second, I love questions. I just want to say hello to everybody who's watching. Thank you. If you've never seen me before, thank you for tuning in. If you have seen me before, thank you for your ongoing support. So I'm ready for the questions.
All right. And you know what, everybody? Let me apologize real quick because everybody knows this coming Saturday on the 29th is when I'll be doing the taping for the pilot for the talk show. So if you see me in the car, this is why, because I will be running every single day this week because I have interviews and then there's things that have to be done leading up to this coming Saturday. So, but it's quiet in here, so we're good. We're good. But so don't forget to get your tickets. The tickets are free on Eventbrite, everybody. Just go to Eventbrite, put in talk show Dr. Lady J. All right, enough of that. So anyway, Beth,
Well,
how
congratulations.
thank you so much. I'm really excited. Like I said, I feel blessed and honored that I was chosen to do it. Truly blessed. So it's going to be a big day in Baltimore this coming Saturday. And,
Awesome.
I'm thankful. I'm grateful. So Beth, tell
Yeah.
us when did you realize that you could sing, and when did you start getting into this whole thing professionally?
Well, I always loved music and I always wanted to sing as a little girl, but I just never thought it would be a profession. I never thought it would be something that I did full time. It was such
Mm-hmm.
a big dream, and it seemed like it was too big. And
Right.
so I just, I enjoyed singing in the choir, being in school, participating in music activities, and that's kind of like what I did
Right.
until I got a little bit older, graduated from high school and started college, and then I started kind of gigging around town in bars and clubs. And when I realized that they would pay me to sing, then I thought it was
Mm-hmm.
something to it. And then I just started to pursue it some more.
Right. So what year did you go on The Voice?
I was on The Voice season 16, which was 2019.
Oh, 2019. That wasn't that far away.
Yeah, because really the crazy thing is, the next year was 2020 and everything shut down for 2.5
Exactly.
years, right?
Right.
So
Right. Right.
after the show, we had so many shows booked, we had so many plans for things for me to do after coming off the show, and everything just got canceled. And
Mm-hmm. 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 And I guess that had to be a little discouraging. Like once you actually, you get started, then all of a sudden that pandemic hit everybody. So,
mhm,
it affected so much of what people were actually getting
right.
involved in, starting, and those kinds of things. So, what were you doing during the pandemic?
Actually, I was recording my second album during the pandemic. We had already started working on it. And
Uh
so
huh.
that was like, okay, nothing's happening. So let's be productive. So we went in the studio and we recorded my second album, which we actually released last year in September 2022. And
Oh
so we
wow.
worked on it all of 2020, all of 2021. And I released the single. I released some singles in between there, but the actual album really came out in 2022 in September.
Mm-hmm.
And we're really proud of that. That was the second album that I did. And we put a lot of hard work into it. We wrote a lot. My
Yeah.
production, I loved it, and that album debuted at number one on Amazon Hot New Releases when it came out.
You know what? I was looking at your music and just reading over your bio. I read your bio, several times because what people don't understand, and I say this all the time, what God has for you is for you. And so like you said, you were still working even though the pandemic was going on. You were still putting your work in, and that's the thing. Like everybody, you can't stop, and you got to continue to believe in whatever it is that you're doing. If that's your dream, your talent, you got to go for it. And now, what are you? I know you're married, right?
Yes.
You have children.
No.
Okay, so what was it like? Because your industry is very demanding, um, and sometimes I don't think it's too kind to people that have families. So what was it like? Being married, having a husband, and trying to get all of this stuff off the ground.
So let me make a correction with that.
Hmm,
You
hmm.
know, I have two bonus children. Let me say that.
Okay, okay.
So let me acknowledge them, and in me balancing working and touring, a lot of, and I say no because I didn't have the full responsibility to raise children.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
yeah,
did
yeah.
at times, and I didn't at times. Um,
Right.
a lot when I started touring with Anita, um, the kids were actually with us, so I did have to juggle and balance that. But again, they would go and be with their mom on the weekends.
Got
So
you.
I
Okay.
had I had to have them during the week, and a lot of times we did not tour during the week. But with being married and touring, it's just a matter of you having a good communication with your spouse, and you just have to have a
Hmm.
calendar.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because you see a lot of people, some make it and some don't, in this
Hmm.
industry. That's the
Hmm.
sad part about it. But I'm glad that you have a spouse that's, supportive of
Yeah,
what you're doing.
I
So,
do.
yeah, yeah, is he able to travel with you?
He does. He does come with me sometimes. When we figure it
Okay.
out and we work it out, he's there. And if not, then he'll just say, "I'll see you when you get home."
Oh, wow. How long are you normally on tour?
The tours are normally about 3 to 4 months, I would say. So with
Three to,
Kim,
wow.
but
Ooh,
now, so let me explain how that goes. So when I was with
okay.
Anita toured on the weekend only, and we
Mm-hmm.
did that for about 5 years. And it was
Okay.
just on the
Okay.
weekend, and then we take a break for a couple months, and then nothing, just to take a break, and then we go back out and we be on the road every weekend. That's the
Mm-hmm.
way that she
Mm-hmm.
toured. Kim
Okay.
will tour like that too. We'll plan a tour, and it may be 30 cities, it may be 40 cities, it may be 25 cities, and that's
Wow.
broken up over the weekend. So we go out
Mm-hmm.
on the weekend, and then there's a start date and an end date to that tour. When I
Okay.
started with the OJs last year, and I only toured with them for about 6 months, they didn't have an
Mm-hmm.
end date to their tour. They were starting their tour, and they said they were going to tour until they got tired.
Wow. Well,
So,
you
and
because they've been out
I
since.
had to get
Yeah.
off that tour. Yeah, I started
Yeah.
with them when they
Yeah.
started the tour last May. And so
Mm-hmm.
then we stopped in December for the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
They picked back up in January, but then I went on tour with Kim because I had been with him
Okay.
already previous to me working with them. So I didn't go back with the OJ. So I did 6 months. I did like May to December with the OJs last year. And then they picked back up, and then they're back out. And they don't really have an end date. They're going to tour until they get
Yeah.
tired of touring. So it just depends on the artist and what they want to
Yeah.
do and how they want to do it. But most people I'm seeing, you get more seasoned artists. They're just touring on the
Mm-hmm.
weekend, and they come home during the week and be with their
Yeah.
families.
Yeah. And I was going to say with the OJs, like, they are, I mean, I know this is a newer group, but, they were used to, back then, they were used to like touring nonstop, like getting on that
Mm.
Motown bus. And they were just always gone for months at a time away from their family. And I guess that still kind of lives in, the OJs that are currently singing. But
Yeah,
I would
the
think,
OJs
yeah,
are the same OJs. It's the OJs
yeah.
that are there. It's the same
Oh,
ones.
it's the same ones. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I thought they had gotten like another group, like a younger group, but it's the
No,
same
they
old.
have one. Yeah, they have one person, Eric Nolan, and he is the only person that is the newest, and he's been there 20 years.
Wow.
So
Yep.
you
Well,
still
that.
have,
Yeah.
yeah, still have the same original two. Well, it was three. So you still have Eddie Levert,
Mm-hmm.
and you have Walter Williams, and you still have them. They are the original one.
Well, that explains why they still tour like that. It's in their blood, you
Mhm.
know. And
Mhm.
that's what,
Mhm.
and really, you know, to their credit, back then, that's what they had to do because they weren't allowed
Absolutely.
to move about freely, like you know, the artists are now. Like there were only certain places that they could go into, and
Correct.
you know, couldn't stay at hotels and all that kind of stuff. So it's just in their blood to tour the way that
Yeah.
they do. And shout out to them because they are legends and they're still doing it,
Yes.
you know, and
Yes.
they're still relevant. That's the thing, you know. So
Yes.
shout out to them for going all these years. So please, and now I got to get to my artist Kim. What is it like touring with Kim? Like his music is just so, you know. I want to say with Kim's music, you know, you could probably make a lot of babies with Kim's music. You know, it's easy to get pregnant off of Kim's music because you know Kim just has that smooth, silky kind of, you
Mhm.
know, make you wanna. I know it's only 5 o'clock, everybody, but you know he has the kind of voice that makes you want to just slide right up into the bedroom. You know, so what is it like
Mhm.
touring with him? Is he funny? Is he like serious? What is he like?
Well, first of all, let's give a shout out to Kim because today is his birthday.
Happy
Um,
birthday, Kim!
yeah, he's a fellow Leo. I'm a Leo as well, and we
Okay.
have we have a couple sides to us. He's very funny sometimes, and then sometimes
Mhm.
he's serious, and then sometimes
Yeah.
he's very quiet.
Mhm.
I've been working with him for almost 10 years, and no,
Oh
actually, we're
wow.
going on 11 years this year, actually.
Really?
Um, yeah,
Wow.
he's cool. He's a cool guy. He's easy to work with. That's why I've been there. It's easy to work with him. He has great music, and we have a great
Wow.
time on stage.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? Please tell him that he has a huge, like when I say huge fan, okay, please tell. I'm sure everybody says that, but tell him that I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge Kim fan. But so you were
I'll be
actually
with
singing
him
with,
tomorrow. Yeah.
you will? Oh yes. Please tell him I said I can't have any more babies. I'm done making babies, but let me tell you something. That man, his voice is just, you know, like he's blessed. His voice is just absolutely beautiful, just beautiful. Um, Now, so you were with him before you even got with the voice, because you've been with him a long time.
Yeah, I was with him um before I started on The Voice or got on The Voice. And actually what happened was, you know, when you start out as a background singer, either that is what you want to do and that's all you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
or you have other dreams and aspirations. And one of my I guess dreams kind of evolved. I started out as being a background singer, and then it evolved into me wanting to be a solo artist. So he's been
Okay.
very influential. Me being able to, first of all, watch ANITA BAKER, a black
Mm-hmm.
woman, a strong black woman, be on the stage,
Mm-hmm.
and I toured with her first, and Kim is the second artist that I toured with, and just being able to watch them both has influenced me greatly in my artistry as me being a solo artist. So,
Wow.
working with him has been great. And in the midst of me working with him, those other things have evolved. You know, the television show and me working with other artists, they've seen me out
Mm-hmm.
working with him, and that's how I've ended up working with the other artists as well.
Wow. And shout out to him for doing that because that's so unselfish, you know, to help you to like kind of help you push you into what you want to do. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. And ANITA BAKER, let me tell you something. I think, you know, it was a lot of us that probably thought we were ANITA BAKER when we were, you know, when we were singing.
Yes. Yeah. You get to sing
So
it right with the radio.
yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
So what was it? Were you on the newest tour with her that she did?
No, I worked with
Okay.
her from 2007 to about 2012.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah, I
That's a
was
long
with her
time.
5 years, and from her, then I started with Kim in 2013.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So, I wanted to ask you: you're opening for Kim now, right?
On some select dates, yes, I am. It just depends on what we're doing. If we get into there's a date that comes up and they don't have someone, yeah, he'll let me do it. Yeah, and it's
That's
been a lot of fun. Yeah.
that's hot. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. And then Najee, are you now? How long were you sing with Najee?
Well, I still do work with him off and on. So
Oh, okay.
I started working with him, I think, in ooh, 29, no, 2018, I think.
Mm-hmm.
2018,
Okay.
2019, and then of course we were down for the pandemic, and I think in 2021 I actually kind of went on tour with him during that
Mm-hmm.
time. And so there'll be select dates that he'll reach out and I'll do shows with him as well, and we just kind of intermingle it in with the Kim dates and then dates that I
Mm-hmm.
have for myself.
Wow. So you have longevity with a lot of these artists, which is really really good. It's really good. And
Thank you.
it was somebody else I wanted to ask you about. Oh, Whitney Houston. I didn't
Hmm.
know that. I didn't know that until I read your bio. What was that like?
Well, she filmed the remake of Sparkle, and they filmed it here in Detroit. And I was at the
Mm-hmm.
time just looking for some extra acting work,
Mm-hmm.
or actually looking for acting work, being an extra in a
Right.
movie or movies that they were filming in Detroit, in metropolitan Detroit area. And I got cast as her body double and her stand-in when she did the remake of Sparkle. So she happens to be my favorite singer of all time, and it
Mine
was just
too.
great, yeah, that I was able to actually meet her and to be in the movie and be her body double and her stand-in.
I gotta go back and look at that. Now you're gonna make
But
me
you
go
won't
back
be
to
able
that.
to tell. You won't be able
Yeah.
to tell
Okay. Okay. So I was gonna say
because
now
what
you're
a
gonna make me
stand-in
go back and
actually.
look at Sparkle tonight.
Yeah, well, it's a good movie, and what a stand-in actually does is a lot of work off of
Mm-hmm.
camera, and then there were
Okay.
a few
Okay.
scenes where they filmed Whitney from the back, and then that was me
Okay.
in the, but you would not
Oh.
know. I had on, clothes, wig, you wouldn't even.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there was
I
scenes
got you.
like that she didn't want to film or didn't have to film, because
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
face wasn't on camera. So yeah. Hmm.
Wow. Oh my goodness, Beth. Like you have done a lot. That's
Thank
amazing.
you. I've
That's
been
amazing.
blessed.
You really have. And I think it's so wonderful to be blessed to do what you like to do. When you wake up in
Hmm.
the morning, it's not something that you don't want to do. Like you feel like you don't want to get up and slay the day. But you're actually doing stuff that you love to do. And that is amazing. That's amazing. And so
Yeah.
what's going on for you now?
Well, right now, I do have some more shows scheduled up until the end of the year, for me. Also work
Okay.
shows with Kim, and then let me see, August the 9th, which happens to be my birthday, and that's also Whitney Houston's birthday. So
Yeah.
I share the birthday with my most favorite singer ever of all time.
Wow.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be releasing a single and a visual to go with that, and that's going to be coming out in a couple weeks. So, and I'm just resting. I've been on the
Yeah.
road a lot, so I'm just resting and being at home and enjoying my
Mhm.
family. So I'll still be,
Wow.
working, releasing music in between there, but for the
Mhm.
most part, I have a few shows, and I'm just going to be taking my time and taking it easy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I'm
And
already taking dates for 2024, so I already kind of have some kind of forecast for my next year. So I'm just resting right now.
oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. So well, at least you got work. You got work. That's the good thing.
I'm
That's the
grateful.
good thing. Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, what was it like? Because now we watch The Voice, so we don't get to
Hmm.
see all the ins and outs of The Voice. But
Hmm.
what was it like being on The Voice?
It was a roller coaster, but it was one that was very rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I went on it. I said I was gonna never do a vocal competition, but I did,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of fun actually. I learned a lot about myself, and I learned, um, you know, that you should never say never. I'll say that. I learned
Yeah,
to never, you
yeah,
never say never, because I said I
that is
wasn't going to do
true.
it and I ended up doing it. But I learned
Mm-hmm.
a lot about myself, and I just feel like my confidence grew, and also my endurance grew, because you have such long days when you're working on television. You know, those days can be 12, 14,
Mm-hmm.
16 hours. And so it really pushed me, it really strengthened me, it really built me for where I
Mm-hmm.
believe that I'm headed. I had an amazing
Yeah,
opportunity to just be stretched in front of millions of people, you know, and
yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm grateful for that.
Because I know that that particular show, The Voice, and I forgot the other show, American Idol. Like
Making,
the competition is tight, you know, and it's grueling, and you got to really fight for that spot. So, you know, when I heard you were on The Voice, I said, yeah, I got to ask her what was that like being on The Voice, you know,
yeah,
and then
it's great.
yeah, yeah, but then having John Legend as a
Mhm.
coach, like you know John Legend of all people.
Yeah,
What was it like having him as a coach, as a vocal coach?
you know, I took some advice from him that I
Mhm.
still use every time I sing, and one of the things that is most meaningful to me is the conversations that you get to have with your coaches.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, you have vocal coaches off camera,
Mhm. Mhm.
but then you have your celebrity coaches that coach you in a whole nother aspect in terms of how you perform,
Right.
and the headspace that you need to be in when you're performing. So I
Right.
really cherish that time, because Kelly Clarkson
Mhm.
was my coach as well. So I was able to get
Mhm.
some information and knowledge from her. I was able to get
Yeah.
information and knowledge from John Legend, and I'm grateful for both of them.
Yeah, because Kelly, you know, came from American Idol, so
Yes,
you know she knew what all of that entailed. You know, being
yes,
on American Idol and now being a vocal coach on The Voice. So
yes,
you know, it was good to have her. But
yes,
you know, I just I think it's great that you've just had this opportunity in your life to be around so many great people. You know, with the music, the training and the touring, all of that. I just think it's really great. You know, I think
thank
it's really,
you,
really great.
thank
And
you.
the last thing I wanted to ask you about was these Grammys. I saw the thing on there
Hmm.
about the Grammys. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so my second album that was released in September um, was Grammy considered for Best R&B album, and I'm, you know, I'm a proud member of the Grammy Association,
Hmm.
and to be listed on the ballot for people to see my name and see my work, see my body of work, and to have the opportunity to vote for me was amazing. Um,
Mm.
so, you know, you get hundreds of thousands of people that submit their music to the Grammys for
Yeah.
consideration. And when
Yeah.
you are considered and you make the ballot and then you make Billboard magazine, that's incredible. The
Hmm.
year before that, I did a collaboration paying tribute to Chadwick Boseman, the late Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that song was also Grammy considered as well. So I am a two-time Grammy considered artist, and I'm very proud of that.
Hmm.
I've worked really, really hard, and those are some great, you know, great things. I think everybody wants to be in a bill. Well, every artist wants to be in a Billboard magazine. Every artist wants to be on a Grammy ballot. And
Hmm.
as an independent artist and not having a big label behind me, I'm really proud of myself and really honored for that.
And you should be. You should be.
Yeah.
Like you put in the work,
Hmm.
and you really should be proud of every single thing that you're doing because you're living a life that most people would dream of.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm
yeah,
grateful. Truly
yeah.
grateful.
And to be able to do that, you know, definitely like you should be proud. Listen, I tell people toot your own horn. Don't wait for somebody to toot
Right.
your horn yourself, you know.
Right.
And if they decide to come along, then good for them. But if they don't, it's all good. Toot your
It's
own
all
horn.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, toot your own horn. And you know, one thing that I saw that you really inspired me with, this was
Oh.
an inspiration for me, is
Hmm.
that I saw a video of you and you were on a billboard. I think it was New York, the billboard
Yes.
in New York.
Yes.
So yeah, let me tell you, every time I'm with my son, like there's certain things that I've talked about with my son, and I'm like, you know, one day I'm going to do this, one day I'm going to do a talk show. Now the talk show is coming up, and every time we go to New York and we walk in Times Square, I'm
Hmm.
always saying, Eric, I'm going to be
Mm.
on one of those billboards. So when I
Mhm.
saw you, I said, you know what? Okay, Beth. I said, you inspired me because
Oh,
I
thank you
saw
so
you
much.
up there on the billboard. And I think some things, it may seem small or, minimal to people, but, there's some dreams that we have. And that's one of my dreams. And so when I saw you up there, I was
Oh,
just thinking like, I wonder what you felt like when you looked up and saw yourself on a
thank
billboard
you.
in Times Square, like in New York. What did that
And you
feel
know
like?
what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I have an amazing manager, and my
Mm-hmm.
manager arranged that and got the billboard for me in Times Square. And I don't. I think I was numb to it.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get to New York to see it.
Oh,
So,
wow.
but he went and he videoed it for me so that I could have that, and I'm so
Yeah.
grateful,
Yeah.
of the support that I have from my management,
Yeah.
Courtney Benjamin,
Mm-hmm.
and the things that he does to support and to push and to boost me. So I'm so grateful for that. When he sent me the
Yeah.
video, I couldn't believe it. So
Yeah.
it was like kind of surreal, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, really, really happy. But I'm glad that inspired you. Thank you.
It really did. It inspires me, and it makes me feel like, because I am living a lot of dreams that I get to do a lot of things that most people don't get to do.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
in the media, so I'm, but that's one of the things. Like I feel like I don't want to be just on any billboard. Like I want to be in Times Square on the billboard. you know.
Yes.
And so I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to see yourself because when you go to Times Square, there are so many billboards up there
Yeah.
and people are looking. It's not like people are
Yeah.
just walking past. So
No,
I'm
I've
pretty
been there.
sure.
I know.
Yeah.
I just didn't get a chance to see
Yeah.
mine up there. But guess what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get another one, and
Yeah,
the next
absolutely.
one I will plan to. And that one was kind of like a surprise, and it just happened. So I
Okay.
wasn't able to coordinate my schedule to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the fact that he was there and he videoed for me, that was everything. That was
And I'm
everything.
pretty sure people were looking. The great thing about it is that the way the billboards are in New York is just so amazing. But I'm pretty sure people were looking at it, and for people who didn't know you, they Google you. They're on social media, like who is Beth. So
Yeah.
that's the great thing about it. And again, it's in Times Square where so
Yes.
many people are at. So I hope that you get a chance to, get it up again and you
I
get to
do
get up
too.
there and take some videos and pictures and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for that because that really inspired me. And
Oh,
I know, one day those same things can happen for me, or
absolutely.
anybody else,
Hmm.
anybody else is thinking about going into music. And I think the biggest thing, and this is what I tell everybody, it takes work and a lot of dedication, you
Yes.
know, and sacrifice is the other
Yes.
thing. So, if you're willing to do those things, you can possibly live your dream and you got to stick to it. You
You do.
can't
Yeah.
just pick it up today and put it down. And so I just want to salute you for all that you have done and for the
Thank
journey that you're
you.
on and all of the amazing artists. Let me tell you something. You're not with people that we don't know. You're with people that
Right.
we
Right.
know. Like you're
Right.
with legends. You're with people that we have. The OJs. I grew up on the OJs.
Yes. Yes.
So you're doing some real stuff, and it's just amazing. And
Thank
I
you.
just really thank you so much. And Ron is on here also. Everybody who's watching, he has her website on here. I love Ron. Ron is on his job.
Isn't
I
he
need a
amazing? I'm so blessed.
yes,
I have amazing people that work with me, and I am
yeah,
so grateful for all of their hard work and dedication and commitment. And
yes,
they make sure I'm together. So I appreciate them so much.
yes. I need
Thank
a
you,
Ron.
Rod.
Yes, I need a Ron in my life. I have a great team, but I need a Ron. I would love to have a Ron in my life. and
You know what's funny? You're not the first person to say that. That we have a couple friends and they know Ron and they'll say, "Oh, I
uh,
need a Ron in my life. I need a
oh
Ron."
yeah,
Like they
yeah.
say that. Yes, he's amazing. He is right, amazing. Yes,
And he's so easy to talk to though. Like
yes, he is.
he's really cool, a really cool guy. So thank
Yes,
you, Ron. I also want to say thank you. Do you know Gemini Burke?
I do. Yes.
Okay. So I got to give Gemini a shout out because I interviewed Gemini last week. And to be honest with you, I really didn't know who he was at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then in talking to my mom is like, Solomon Burke. She's on the phone screaming like, that's Solomon Burke's son. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I wasn't born yet, so I don't really,
So okay.
yeah, I didn't really know, like,
Mhm.
I heard his dad's music, but I didn't know, Solomon Burke and all of that. But when he was
Right.
talking, and I really, as I was researching before interviewing him, I was like, oh, okay, I have heard his music. But he
Mhm.
was the one that connected me to Ron. So I just want
Okay.
to give Gemini a shout out for
Yes. Hey,
connecting me
Gemini.
to
Thank
Ron.
you.
Yeah, and he's actually on watching. Um,
Okay.
and thank you, Gemini, for setting this up. And
Yes.
everybody, Gemini has set me up with some other legends that will be on
Okay.
this coming week. So we have BB King's daughter, Shirley King. I'm going to be
Oh,
interviewing her this
wow.
week. She's going to be Wednesday at 8. And then we have Joe Tex. His son is going to be, I'm going to be interviewing him on Tuesday. Y'all, I won't be in the car. I'll be at home, I promise. And I'm not driving, okay. But we Joe Tex too. I'm going to be interviewing him on Tuesday at 7 p.m. So make sure that you all stay posted because we got some really good stuff coming up, and we're
Mm.
trying to work on something really big. So thank you, Gemini, and thank you to Ron, because I think when Gemini called Ron, Ron jumped right on it, and gave me a
Mhm.
call. So
Okay.
thank you. Oh, Gemini said Beth is amazing. He said, "What's the title of your CDs?"
Oh, well, thank you, Gemini. So I have two albums out. My first one was released in 2017, and that one is called Free. And then my second album, which was released in 20 September 2022, is called Get to Know Me.
Okay. And also, can you tell everybody about your social media pages? I actually found you. I think it was yesterday. I went on your social media page
Okay.
on Facebook. Yeah, I went on
Okay.
your social media page. But yeah, tell
Okay.
us how they can find you on social media.
Okay, thank you. If you go on Instagram, it's Beth Always Sings. My website is Beth Always Sings. And if you find me on Facebook, it's under Beth and Beth Griffith Manley. Also, I see Gemini on there saying that I have a children's book. I do have a children's book.
Oh
It
wow.
is, yeah, it is called I Am Beautiful Inside and Out. And Gemini, I didn't forget, I've got your book addressed actually on my dining room table. It is going in the mail tomorrow. I have been so swamped, but I owe him a book. So
Okay.
that is sitting on the table to be mailed out. But the book is called I Am Beautiful Inside and Out. And it's a nice little story about, anti-bullying. It has an anti-bullying theme on it, believing in yourself, all of that. And actually, there's a second children's book that will be out in
Okay.
October. Yeah.
Wow.
So we're
Wow.
working on that second book right now.
I love it because
Thank you.
I love the fact that you're doing more than one thing, and I'm not going to preach. I normally like preach. I'm not going to preach today. I'm going to let it go. But I just wanted to say that, you know, some people just feel like, some people, Beth, they're just comfortable doing one thing, and I'm not,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I,
Me
I
either.
just can't, I cannot be comfortable doing one thing. I have to always be learning something and trying
Mhm.
something all the time. So I'm just sitting here like smiling because I'm loving the fact that you're singing, you're writing a children's book, you got your family,
Thank
you
you.
you are just you're doing it. And I
Thank
know
you.
that you're going to be an inspiration to a lot of people, especially women,
Thank
um,
you.
yeah, to a lot of women who are out here trying to do their craft or whatever it is they're working on. I know you're going to, because you're an inspiration to me, and it
Oh,
just,
thank
you
you.
know, helps me to keep going because sometimes I'm just like, do I really want to do this, media
Right.
stuff? But because it gets to be a bit much, and you're dealing with people, so sometimes it gets to
Yes.
be a bit much. But just talking to you, yeah, you're really inspiring me to just keep on, you
Thank
know
you.
doing what I love to do. So I appreciate you coming on today. I'm going to let you get back to your family. Let's see, what is Gemini saying? Gemini said her parents are, oh, he said your parents are legend. legendary singers as well. Please shout out to her parents. Okay, so give your parents a shout out.
Oh, thank you. So my dad was the late Johnny Griffith, and he was one of the Funk Brother musicians from Motown.
Are you serious? That was your dad?
Yeah, my dad was
Oh
one of
my
the
god.
Funk Brothers. Yeah. So, but they
Oh,
didn't sing, but he was
he
the
was the
piano
musician.
player. He was one of the
Oh,
musicians. Yeah.
girl, I know about the Funk Brothers. Yes, I know about them.
Yes. So
Oh my
he was one of the
goodness.
Funk Brothers. So he played on numerous songs. Whatever songs that you pretty much hear, Motown songs from the Supremes, the Temptations, the Four Tops, things like that. You will,
Wow.
he's on songs like that. So, and then there's a movie called Standing in the Shadows of Motown. It came out. Um, 2001, I believe, but
Uh-huh.
you can look it up on YouTube. But that gives the story of the Funk Brothers and what they went through and how they were put together and what they ended up doing musically. So Motown is a foundation for R&B music as a whole
Yes.
now. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Standing in the Shadows of Motown. I need to go watch
Hmm.
that tonight. I love
Hmm.
movies and I
Hmm.
love books. And I have to go
Okay.
check that one out. I know I've heard of it, but I don't think I've watched that. So I need
Yeah,
to go
it's a
back
really
and
good
watch that.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just tells the story of how they got together and how they ended up playing the music for, the iconic groups of Motown.
Wow.
This is the unsung portion of the musicians
Yeah.
that were behind the
Yeah.
scenes. Yeah.
Yeah. Because let me tell you, those musicians back in the day, woo, like they could play. They
Yeah.
tore it up. So I gotta go back. I gotta go back. So those of you who are watching and listening, please make sure you go check that movie out too. We can come back and talk about it, everybody. We'll come back. I'll do a show where I just sit down and talk about that. Because I do that sometimes, Beth. When I'm not doing anything, I just go on a live and I might talk about a movie or
Okay.
something. And I think I'm going to do that. So Standing in the Shadows of Motown. Okay. Thank you,
Hmm.
Gemini. I told
Yes, thank
Gemini,
you.
thank you so much. Also, Eddie Crow, he's another person. Eddie Crow actually introduced me to Gemini, and like
Oh,
both of them are just like opening the door for me to meet so many great people. So I just want to give
oh,
both of
good.
them a shout out. So, Beth, anything
Okay.
you want to say to us before you go?
Besides telling you thank you for having me on your show, and those that are not following me on social media, make sure you do check in with me, Beth Always Sings, or go to my website, bethalwayssings.com. That can take you to my social media platforms. We're releasing new music, a new single, and a new visual on August the 9th, which is my birthday. So stay tuned, and we'll
Mm,
be promoting that very, very soon. And yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. And
Thank
please
you.
enjoy your upcoming birthday.
Thank
And
you.
please tell Kim his birthday is tomorrow. Tell
It's
him there's
today.
this. It's today. Oh
Yeah.
goodness! Please tell Kim. Tell him there's a lady named Lady J in Baltimore who loves his music. She said, "Happy, happy birthday! Enjoy."
Okay.
And keep
Yeah.
making that music because we love his music. And I wish you all the best. Like I wish you much
Thank
success in
you. Thank you
every
so much.
single thing that you do. Whenever you would, if you ever want to come back on the platform, please feel free. If you got tour
Thank
dates or
you.
something, are you? Do you know if you all are ever coming to like the DC or Maryland area?
We did it earlier this year for the tour
Okay,
when
okay,
we did the Soul to Soul tour. And so we
okay.
came that way. We don't have anything on the schedule right now coming to the East Coast. So more
Oh,
than likely it will be after the first of the year that we come back that way. We always hit the DMV,
okay.
always.
Mm-hmm.
So we did Constitution Hall.
Yes, yes.
We did the
Mm-hmm.
MGM, MGM grant. So like we're always in that area, and we hit that
Okay,
area at least once a year, if not twice.
okay,
So
okay.
yeah, I'm thinking 2024. I could be wrong, but we always
Mm-hmm.
come. So yeah.
Well, let me tell you, I will keep my eyes and ears open because I will definitely be there this time. I'm going to be
Okay.
there. That's going to be
Okay.
one of the gifts to myself. So I'm going to
Yeah.
make sure that, I keep watching to see when you all are coming in town.
Okay.
Because, my son is an adult now. So I've been giving myself good gifts because I said, I did my job, so I give myself
Right.
good gifts.
As you
There's
should.
yeah, exactly. There's no limit or cap on the gift. So, that's one of the things I look forward to. And I hope you all definitely come, to the East Coast so we can get a chance to come out and see you all. And everybody, again, this is Beth. Please go to her social media pages, follow her, listen to her music. She has a beautiful voice. I love
Thank
your
you.
photos, by the way. I don't know who
Thank
the
you.
photographer is, but your photographer is bomb because I was looking at your
Thank
photos.
you.
I was like, wow, your
He's
flyers and
amazing.
everything. Yeah.
Thank you. It's
So
Tyrone Holmes out of Detroit. They call him T Money, and I love him and I love his work. Yeah. Thank you.
T Money. Okay, shout out to T Money because T Money, you doing your thing with those flyers and pictures. Like
Thank you.
wow. He really brings out. He captures a lot of, like, you can see almost like your energy, your spirit. When
Oh,
you're looking
wow.
at the photos. So tell him to keep it up. T Money. I
Thank
love it. I love it.
you.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, so everybody listen, again, we've been talking to Beth, and please make sure that you check her out. Her manager is her marketing director is Ron Ledford. And again, I want to give a shout out to Ron and say thank you so much. And Gemini says, when you get your first Grammy, Beth, send him an invitation. Absolutely. Y'all, she's gonna get that Grammy. She's gonna get that Grammy. So we know the
Thank you.
Grammy is coming. Yeah, we
Thank
speak
you. Thank
everything
you.
into existence. We know the
Yes.
Grammy is coming. So
Thank
thank
you.
you all so much. Please, everybody, don't forget this coming Saturday is the pilot for the talk show. I know y'all are tired of hearing me say it, but I have to. This is a part of what my team is telling me to do, so I have to keep talking about it over and over. But this coming Saturday, there hasn't been a talk show in Baltimore for years, so they're trying to bring
Wow.
a talk show back to Baltimore, and yours truly has been chosen to host it. And so this coming Saturday is going to be exciting. We have a whole lineup. It's going to be so nice. The people that I'm going to be interviewing, we have music. Y'all come to have fun
Oh, good for
because,
you.
yeah, it won't be like church. We're going to come and have fun. We're going to have a good time. We have a jazz singer. We got a lot of stuff that's going to be going on. So make sure that you come out and join us this coming Saturday, 401 North Howard Street here in Baltimore, Maryland. It's going to be at the Downtown Cultural Arts Center, 7 to 10 p.m. It is free, studio live audience. It will not, for those of you who've been asking me, it's a pilot show, okay? So it will not be on any of the social media platforms. This is going to be taped, okay? And it will not be on social media. So I'm looking forward to it. Again, Beth, thank you so much for joining me tonight. You have
Thank you
a
for having
great
me.
Yes, continue to have a great weekend and continue
Thank
to
you.
have a great and successful life. And I wish you all of the best. All right. I'm
Thank you.
going
I
to let you
received
get
that
back
and
to
the same
family.
for you. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you
Thank you for
so much.
having me.
All right. You take care and
Okay.
blessings to everybody. All right. This is Dr. Lady J, and I will talk to you all soon. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Just wanted to let you know that the host of this show appreciates the time that you've spent with them. Now, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you can keep up with everything that we're doing. And most of all, thank you for tuning in to What Up Baltimore online radio, where the people have the power.